चित्तस्य पदेन वाचं मालं शारीरस्य च वैद्यकेन योपाकरोतं प्रवरं मुनीनां पतञ्जलिं प्राञ्जलिरानतोऽस्मि आबाहु पुरुषाकारं शङ्खचक्रसिद्धारिणम् सहसः शिरसं श्वेतं प्रणमामि पतञ्जलिम् हरिः ओम्. Keep the chest lifted and bow the head towards the center and surrender there. Bring your hands down to your legs. Gently lift your head up. Let your eyes open. Have what you may need for some standing poses, but first we're going to do Adho Mukha Virasana. So sit on your heels. If you need support, use that for your ankles or knees. Lengthen the trunk forward, rest your forehead to the floor. Now, slowly come up with your head last. This morning I had the really good chance to take class with Abhijata Iyengar, and it was my first experience taking yoga virtually. So I really want to thank you so much. And it kept cutting in and out, and I think those of you who are here, and it depends on your internet, but with our system it doesn't cut in and out as much, I've been told. But it was cutting in and out a lot during it, so it's not easy. So if that happens, you just keep going with your pose, with your practice, until you get back in. Anyhow, I want to just give you gratitude for supporting us and being here during this time. And yes, we're also giving the service, but you're really supporting. We're able to pay our rent, which, that's a great boon. Now, one thing she did, which was really interesting to me, well, I would never have thought to done that, is that we did Adho Mukha Virasana like so, and then she said, okay, just cross your arms and rest your forehead here. Can you guys hear me? And by doing that, what she said was, feel that your sternum plate comes towards the earth, that it rests on Mother Earth, that we need her upliftment and surrender to that by what's going on. Okay, so anyhow, what you want to feel is that physically, this part of your back, these ribs, the tension in the shoulder, can release down. So do this first for a moment. Lengthen your arms, then cross, rest your forehead there, and go ahead in the pose like that. I'm going to come up so I can speak. Go ahead. Lengthen the arms, and then bend your arms and rest your forehead there. Observe, everyone, the space of the breath. Observe the breath inside your trunk. And rest your forehead on the forearm bones. And observe that there's a bit more freedom of the expansion of the breath. And also, you can feel that over time, the ribs in the back dissolve and move to the front. And it'll give you more space to bring yourself towards the floor. Now, it doesn't mean you're trying to push your sternum down or something like that. It means that the inside center of your chest, which really carries us within, that is resting. Or your heart, if you want to look at it physiologically. And breathe. Now slowly come up with your head last. And then go again with your arm extension. Feel the freedom, how it's enhanced. Then lean into your hands, turn your toes, and go into dog pose. Don't crank yourself back, but use this dog pose to connect with yourself, to observe the height in the front of your legs. Frontal, shins, ankles, really tall as you bring your heels back. Lengthening your arms. Now, instead of going with that center sternum plate, even though our awareness was there, instead feel the top shoulder blades moving up. So the top shoulder blades, bottom shoulder blades, even in the back, moving up, and the center shoulder blade in. Breathe. Then walk forward to come up. Now what we're going to do to start is have what you may need for your standing asana. And then also today, you'll probably need a chair. So have a chair available. And then be in the center of your mat. On Tuesday, we talked about the triangle of the foot. So on the bottom of your foot, you have the round heel, the space in front of the heel, the big toe mound, especially the inner edge of the big toe mound, and then the outer edge of the foot, the outer foot bone. So this outer edge of the foot bone is right here. This tends to come up on the outside of your foot like a little faux arch right here. Now that is to stay down. So those three parts of the foot, like a tricycle, on each foot, you want to feel anchoring into the earth and stand tall on those three parts of the foot. Inner legs back, open the chest. Here also, see that your shoulder blades are parallel with the wall in front of you. So connect with the inside surface. And then that which is between your center thoracic spine and your sternum, the inside center core, lift up. How can you lift it up? Many ways are there. One is be sure that you're lifting up from your hip bones in the front. Shoulder blades in. Look straight ahead. Bend your legs, inhale, jump, or step. Walk your legs a little bit wider. Utthita Hasta Padasana. Now here in this pose, see that your feet are placed correctly and roll onto your big toe mounds. You'll feel, bring your hands on your waist for a second. You'll feel as you roll onto your big toe mounds that the outer ankle comes in, lift your inner ankle up, but keep the connection of your outer foot bone, the outer edge of your foot, even though you're rolling onto your big toe mounds. And you'll observe that there is a triangle shape between your legs which is sharpened. Keep your buttocks descending, mid buttocks in the body, but lift up from the hips. Reach your arms out. Utthita Hasta Padasana. Shoulders down, chest up. Breathe. Connect within this pose, through the feet, through the legs, the trunk. This pose has become a pose. Before it was just an entrance to the poses. Be in this pose. Then bend the legs, jump back together, or step. That pose always reminds me of Leonardo da Vinci's man, but I think of Leonardo da Vinci's woman, if he drew it out as a woman, because today's class were all ladies. So, I'm just going to tuck in my shirt. So think of it like that. Now, if you looked at yourself from the profile, because once we do the pose, we're in it, then we want to perceive what we're feeling. So from the profile, you want to be sure that your waist is not coming out like this. So as you lift up from the front of the hips, the buttocks descend, mid-buttocks come in, be sure that your waist is lengthening as if there's a side seam of your body. Even though you lift your chest, don't lose that hold with the hips and the buttocks. Anyhow, inhale, jump. Once again, Utthita Hasta Padasana. Connect with the triangle of the foot on both feet like a tricycle. From the hips, lift up the front of the body, reach out in the arms, buttocks descending, uplift from inside the center of the chest. Breathe, look straight ahead. Feel a line going across, one finger to the other, one small finger to the other, one ring finger to the other, one index finger to the other. Check out your waist. Is your waist long with the side seam? Legs firm. Then jump back together, Tadasana. Roll the shoulders back and down. Inhale, jump. Bring your hands on your waist. Reconnect through the feet. Then turn your whole right leg out. Once you turn your right leg out, naturally, because we're rotating it, we tilt a little bit like so. So keep this hip back and keep this back leg how we had it just now in Utthita Hasta. And press, now you feel on the inner edge of the foot, the inner triangle of the foot. Press onto that big toe mound as you turn the thigh out and lift up from your ankle. Don't push the ankle down, but feel from the front of the ankle, your front leg goes deep in the socket. Now extend the arms apart. Again, from inside the center of the chest. Waist long, breathe. Opening the chest. Then chain sides. Bring your hands on your hips. Walk your back foot back. Remember, whenever we change sides, go on the left side, often we reduce the distance of the legs. So always a little bit, bring your legs wider, and I'll explain in a second why that happens. Then reconnect. Press onto the big toe mound inner edge of your front foot, but roll the thigh, open the chest, and lift up tall from the ankle. Feel that, yeah, the weight's on the big toe mound, but from that big toe mound, and even from the front of your ankle, the front of the thigh goes deep in the socket. Stand tall. So you're sharpening the triangle shape between your legs. Sharp. Turn both feet and jump together. Have your feet a little bit apart. Spread into the triangle of the feet. And lengthen the sides of the trunk. Urdhva Hastasana. Reach the arms up and bring your arms down. Standing tall. Breathe. Now, have your chair, or you can also have a wall, but I'm going to give everyone a chair. It's just easier. If you don't have a chair, then you need a brick. Okay, but I think everyone has a chair in their house. So even if it's not a yoga chair, it works. Put it in the middle of your mat. And we're going to do Ardha Chandra as we did the other day. Your foot is like a foot away from your chair. Then you bend your leg, put one arm on the lower part, other arm on the top part. Your leg is bent, and then you stand tall on that leg. Reach into your back leg, outer ankle in, and lengthen your trunk. Now, because you're here, you don't have to worry about balance, but see that your back leg, even you can look at it, you won't lose your balance. That your back foot is aligned. It's not like way behind you over there. Then you just bend your legs, stand up, and come out. Okay? Let's do it. Have your foot there. It's about a foot away from your chair. Bend your leg. Bring your hand onto the chair, your other hand on the top bar of the chair. And look at your back foot. See that it's there and where it needs to be. And stand tall on the triangle of your bottom leg. And reach to the triangle of your top foot. Breathe. Extend out through the crown of the head. Find the center pillar. Moving your shoulders down. Buttocks away from the lower back. And then bend your leg and just stand up to come out. Change sides. Ardha Chandrasana. Have your foot about a foot away from the chair, but look forward. Don't look at the chair. You know it's there now. You know you're going to do it. So if you turn and go in, then you lose the outer hip. So stand tall, bend the leg, bring your hand onto the chair, keep the leg a little bit bent, and then straighten your leg. Be on the triangle of the foot. Here you'll feel. You really want to bring the weight onto the big toe mound and the heel and the center and the bone of the foot, but more the big toe mound, even the big toe itself, you should feel weight. Deepen the groin, lengthen the trunk, breathe. Reach the spine out. Then bend the leg and come down, and rest. Look for a second. I explained this the other day, I think it was on Tuesday. The Ardha Chandrasana is a half moon, as if you drew a half moon. Here is the flat part, and the moon's underneath like this. Okay? So in Ardha Chandrasana, our standing leg buttocks should take that shape. In other words, here I am. You should feel that this outer hip socket has this round shape like a moon, and then both buttocks move towards the back foot. Do you guys see? So how is this indentation so strong here? My outer leg is lifting up. How do I have so well that indentation? It comes from the foot. So not only do I have my big toe mound pressing well into the floor, but my outer ankle is really cutting in. What happens is people are here and then they roll onto their outer ankle. So press into the big toe mound and take the outer ankle in and feel that the height of your inner ankle is really like lifted up. This morning we did something like this with Abby, but I'm just explaining the feeling where we had a brick against our ankle. So maybe we'll look at that later on in the next pose, couple of poses. But for now, feel really that your outer ankle and your whole outer leg has that firmness so you can have that demarcation. Ready? Second one. Ardha Chandrasana. Have your foot about a foot away. Bend your leg, go in. Then a little bit bend your bottom leg. Cut the outer ankle in, press onto the big toe mound, and straighten. And feel the outer leg from the outer ankle coming into the body and the round shape of the groin of your buttocks. So be sure that your leg is not so high, that your foot is aligned. And this will only work if you move your buttocks away from your lower back. Go ahead. Move it. Move it there. Feel that demarcation of the half moon shape of the pose on the lower side of the trunk. The top side is so flat, straight line. Then bend your leg, come down, and then change sides, Ardha Chandra. Did you guys feel it a little bit? I'm pretty sure you did, huh? So have your foot away from the chair, but have your body, I have to explain this because some people I think you don't know. In other words, my chair is like that, but my foot is aligned with my chair. It's not behind my chair over here. Okay, so that I don't miss my chair. At least with the bar, this part of the chair, this front part. Go ahead. Ardha Chandrasana, left side or other side, because I didn't tell right left. Go ahead. See that your back foot isn't too high up. A little bit bend the leg, then reach onto the big toe mound. Feel the outer ankle coming in, big toe mound, bring all the way onto that big toe mound, part of your triangle of your foot, and lift the inner ankle up. Outer ankle in, inner ankle up. Keep the weight on the big toe mound. Buttocks away from the lower back. Breathe, everyone. Lengthen well the trunk. And extend your pillar of your spine. out towards the crown of the head. Shoulders down. Then release. Uttanasana with your chair. Just walk back and straight legs. This is a nice way not only for your back and shoulders, but to pump your legs up, because you can feel how you can connect through the 3 parts of the feet and lift your frontal leg deep in the socket. Feel the frontal leg height. Tall frontal leg. Tall frontal leg. Then walk forward to come up. Tadasana. Now, if you need a brick, have bricks. And go ahead and get them now if you need bricks. I'm going to get mine because I have to show something with it. My second brick is missing. I have to go get another one. Be in Tadasana. Or you can repeat after Tadasana if you're waiting too long. I always feel like people are waiting too long. Because one of the elements of the way I teach is the rhythm of the class. So I always feel like I have to keep the rhythm of the class going. So anyhow, we're going to do Utthita Trikonasana. You may not need bricks, but if you do, they're there. Inhale, jump. Utthita Trikonasana. Connect in Utthita Hasta Padasana, the triangle of the feet, the triangle of the legs. Turn the left foot in slightly, the whole right leg out. Reinforce the triangle of the legs now with the front foot, front leg at play. Feel the outer leg connection thanks to the rotation onto the big toe mount and lift up from the frontal ankle. Then extend out over the leg, grasp your ankle or have your hand on your brick if you have one, and reach into your top arm. Breathe. Observe the triangle shape of the legs, sharp, and the triangle between the bottom leg and your trunk and your arm, sharp. Open your chest. Keep a height on your back ankle, on your front ankle. Extend the spine to the crown of the head. Turn your chest, look up. Breathe. Keep the sharpness of the triangle of the legs. Chest open. Come up. Other side. If you have a brick, move it near you. Utthita Trikonasana. Again, be sure that the distance is proper between your legs. Turning the front leg out, but roll onto the big toe mount. It's so important how much to bring your ankle in. Then reach out over the leg, Utthita Trikonasana. Bring your hand onto your support or grasp your ankle. Reach into your top arm. Extend the spine through to the crown of the head. And observe that the back leg thigh is really back, but the inner ankle is lifted. Front leg, roll onto the big toe mound, the triangle of the feet, triangle of the legs, triangle of the lower trunk, arm and leg. Look up. Turn the chest, look towards the ceiling. Inhale, coming up. Turn both feet forward and jump together, Tadasana. Breathe. Breathe tall, stand tall. Good. Now, the other day I purposely took bricks because I know some of you have them. And the other day on Tuesday, we worked on 5 triangles in triangle pose. But one triangle action for the bottom arm is required. And I want to explain that. When we go into Utthita Trikonasana and we're making the sharp triangle here. See, there's a triangle here between this leg, this trunk, and this arm. Now, often what happens, even if I'm grasping the ankle, is that this bottom arm doesn't have its pillar strength to make a triangle. It should really feel strong. And it's weird because that arm, often people, they're confused. I myself, I remember as a beginner, because at the same time your arm is going down, but then, you know, if it's going down, then how come it's not sinking? How can you lift up? How can you make that sharper? So what is the idea? Even though my arm is here, and I extend my arms apart from the center of the chest, I feel that the back of my armpit, or the back of my arm, just like the leg in Ardha Chandrasana, the back side is coming up. So in other words, I feel that as my arms are reaching apart, that this back arm and this back small little corner, armpit, I make it sharp. Do you guys see? Not only because I move my shoulders away from my ears away from my shoulders, but also because this back part is coming up away from the floor. My armpit away. Now because of that, I can then extend my spine out and sharpen that lower triangle. I'm sure it was quite visible. Be sure also that your lower ear and head isn't drooping towards the floor. Okay, I'm not going to name names, but I know those people who their body does that. So be careful, be attentive, that you almost feel when you do it correctly that your lower ear comes away from the floor. Anyhow, once again, Utthita Trikonasana. Connect for a moment in Utthita Hasta Padasana. Then turn in Parshvahasta Padasana. Then Utthita Trikonasana, enter into the pose. Observe the triangle of the legs, the feet, and now that triangle. Feel the sharpness, the shoulders away from the ears away from the shoulders, and your thumb bone touches your ankle bone, and move your bottom armpit away from the floor. And feel how you can take hold now with the fulcrum of your shoulders moving towards the back foot, and your trunk moving forward, and your armpit away from the floor. How there is a possibility to grab hold and make that triangle sharp on the lower side. All triangles sharp. You can look up, of course. Breathe, be inside now. Open the triangle in the center of the chest. Breathe, everyone. Stay stable. Then, at your own pace, come up and change sides. Utthita Trikonasana. Stand tall. Once you've turned into Parshva, be there for a moment. Prepare. Sharpening the triangle. Go over the leg, Utthita Trikonasana. Look straight ahead. Move the shoulders away from the ears. Connect the thumb and the ankle, or use your brick, but don't put dead weight there. Move up away from the brick. Move. Feel the back of the arm coming up to sharpen. Armpit coming up to sharpen that side. Shoulders moving towards your back foot so you can extend the side of the trunk. The spine through the crown of the head. Turn and look up. Sharpen the triangle of the feet. Sharpen the triangle shape of the two legs. And the leg, arm, and trunk. Utthita Trikonasana. Breathe. Watch your ear. Then, at your own pace, you'll come up and be in Tadasana. I forgot to remind you to feel that sensation that when your armpit comes away, you feel like your ear doesn't just droop there. So maybe you felt it. We'll repeat it not now, but a little later. Now, what I'm going to ask you to do is have your brick over here between your feet, and you have the brick height so you feel your inner ankles up, your outer ankles in. Urdhva Hastasana, Uttanasana, you can bring your fingertips to the floor first, and a little bit in front of you. Look at your legs, look at your feet. Take your outer ankles and in and lift your inner ankles up. Roll your inner legs back. And then as you extend forward, you can bring your arms in closer. Feel like there's two almost opposite actions going on at the same time. One, the ankles, legs lifting up. Two, the trunk flowing forward. Bend your arms. Let your trunk fall forward. Fingertips on the floor, all five. Bend your arms. Use your arm as a fulcrum so your trunk can flow down and forward. as your legs are going up. Observe the triangle of the legs, the triangle of the feet, and your ankles, almost like your ankles are not just squeezing the brick, but they're climbing up the brick, outer ankles in. Outer edge of the foot bones connected. Breathe, flow forward, and then extend the trunk forward and come up. Did you feel that height of your ankle going up? Did you guys feel? So this is something we did this morning with Abby when we did Utthita Parsvakonasana. And what she had us do, I'm going to have you guys do it because I know the group, with 2 bricks. Hopefully you have 2. If you don't, you can use your chair or another prop. But anyways, we're going to do Utthita Parsvakonasana. And I mean, this I often teach you guys by other instruction. But anyhow, we're going to do it so that you feel as you bend the leg, bring your hand to the one brick, that your ankle is lifting up along that brick. Okay? Many people, when they do the pose, the ankle wobbles. Now, how to make it not wobble, I'm going to give. You're going to stamp your heel, and although you're not going to move your foot, feel almost like your heel is pivoting as your shin bone grows tall. Often I give the illustration, stamp the heel and lift your shin bone up like a flagpole. Okay? And that will help. But anyways, you'll feel it with the brick there. And anyhow, I noticed when I was doing it in the class that we had this morning with her, that my body does it naturally because I think the way that I was trained. So we can't jump because we're going to have this wall. It's almost like we're putting our foot between a wall, you know? Bring your back foot back. The second brick is there if you need it. If you don't need it, that's fine. Then look straight ahead. Now, if you feel rolling onto your big toe mound, you can feel, and you lift your arch of your foot up, that your ankle bone, it's touching the inside of the brick, but you have to really roll it that way, at the same time roll the thigh out. Now, as you bend the leg, stamp the heel, feel almost like your heel pivots, but the foot doesn't move. So the ankle stays in contact with the brick the whole time, shin bone coming up. Stamp the heel, shin bone coming up, turn the arm, reach it overhead, and feel with the arm reaching overhead how you have the flow of the inner leg moving forward, the hip staying in the socket, thanks to the ankle connection and lift. Bend some more, ankle connection and lift up. Breathe. Check out the back foot as well. Rotate upon the arm. Then inhale, coming up. And change sides. So to change sides, you can just turn your back to me. So you don't have to move the other side. That's okay. It won't disturb you. Just turn your back to me so you can put your foot between this little wall that we got here. Reach the arms out. Bend the leg and feel that your heel is down. It's a little pivot feeling. And your shin bone is going up. Keep that outer ankle in, inner ankle touching. And reach your arm overhead. Now, when your ankle is touching, you don't want to feel the arch coming down. The arch of the foot stays up. Flow the inner leg forward as you suck the outer leg in, thanks to that ankle connection. It keeps your outer hip connected in, which yours is already because I gave you artichoke up. Bend some more, lengthen your trunk, rotate the trunk, breathe, head back. Now, even when you come up, stand tall, keeping that ankle in contact, slowly come up, slowly, and then you just have to move your brick to the side to get your foot out of there and come out. Awesome. Okay, I think you guys felt that. Really guides your leg in Utthita. Now, we're going to do Utthita Parsvakonasana without that, but you're going to do it. So you're going to feel, hey, as my ankle starts wobbling over there, then I'm not stamping my inner heel. Guruji told us the inner heel should be stamped so strong that it feels afterwards like it's floating. That doesn't make sense. Like usually if you stamp something so strong, it goes down. But the sensation in the pose is that you stamp the inner heel so much that it feels like there's no weight on it. And that, along with the lift of the shin and the head of the shin back, will stabilize your ankles. I think that's how I do it. Because what happens is I take the class with like Adi because it's a new generation of Iyengar Yoga. But I'm learning things from her obviously because she's an Iyengar Yoga teacher. She learned with Guruji. But then I think, wow, that's like when I learned with Guruji such and such a thing, or such and such a thing. That comes into my body over time from the practice. So anyhow, that's what he gave us, that idea. Stand tall. Feel already. If you feel the triangle of your foot, awareness in the triangle of your foot, both feet, I should say, the shin bones coming up, the inner heels connecting down, but it's, even though you're stamping into the earth, there's a lightness. It's not stamping, pushing, and you become heavy. There is a lightness. Feel that lightness. Even here in Tadasana, the two ankle bones are touching, but the arches are up. The arches are tall. You can just squeeze your ankle bones together and let your arches go down. But then you lost the outer bone of the foot. Don't lose the outer part of your tricycles, of your feet. Stand tall. Inhale, jump. Utthita Parshva Konasana. Turn the left foot in, right leg out. Stand tall. Now feel, as you bend the leg, that you'll stamp the heel, the shin bone coming up, that ankle height, and bring your hand there onto a brick. I prefer because I'm really having you do this conscientiously so you don't lose it. Reach your arm overhead and extend your back foot. Feel that inner ankle coming up too. That kneecap strong. Lengthen, flow the inner leg forward. Don't disturb your front leg. Shin, heel, stamping. Feel that floating effect. In the front heel, stamping the back heel. 2. Then coming up, watch the ankle as you come out and change sides. You can bring your hands on your hips. Turn the back foot in, the front leg out. Reach your arms apart. If you need to move your brick, I forgot to move mine, you can do that to the other side. And actually jump together Tadasana. I have to explain this now because we won't have time afterwards. Often when we come up from one side of the pose, it's almost always in triangle, I notice, but Utthita Parshva Konasana also. Then look, I turn this foot in, and now I'm going to turn this foot out. What happens is I step in slightly, do you guys see? Pivot and turn. So that means that my foot came closer. So often when you go to the left, if you bring your foot in to turn, versus some people they bring their foot out by pivoting on the toe, then the foot goes out. But if you pivot on the heel, the foot comes in. So just observe that your distance is correct when you go from one side to the other. So inhale, jump. We'll experience that. Now, I know we're going to go to the left, but turn your right foot in, your left leg out. Stand tall. Now turn your right foot in and your left leg out and feel that we tend to come closer, especially if you pivot on the heel. So then just walk your back foot back a little, stand tall, and feel the proper distance. Okay, so I wanted to share that with you. Now again, bring your awareness, front foot, big toe mound, and heel stamp, but shin bone up. Stamp the heel, lift the shin, lift the ankle, bring your ankle up as if it were touching there, hand onto the brick, keep it, reach your arm overhead, feel the inner flow of your front leg forward, stamping the heel, almost pivoting, the leg presses to the arm, lengthen the trunk look under your arm towards the seating, Utthita Parshva Konasana, breathe. Inhale, coming up. Slowly, watch out. So you don't lose your outer leg connection. Turn both feet, jump together. Stand tall. Breathe. Take your brick for your ankles again. This is a very good exercise. That a little bit inspired me. We just did 1 or 2 poses with this ankle thing, but it inspired me to give it this morning for you guys. Feel when you have your ankles connecting. Do you guys feel that? Inner leg lift. And you can just push your ankles into the brick, but it's not that because we're keeping the triangle of the foot. Stand tall. It's like, stay in the pose, it's like all the fibers, nadis flowing from the earth through the legs, up the trunk, get connected. So be sure that the buttocks are descending, from the hip bones you lift up, mid buttocks in, tremendous connection from the ground up. Now keep that connection from the ground up into the fingertips, Urdhva Hastasana, waist back, chest open, shoulder blades connected. Breathe. Then bring your arms down. Good. Now I would like for us to do again Ardha Chandrasana. You decide whether you're going to use the wall or the chair or the center of the room. I prefer that you either use the wall with a brick, always have a brick, okay? Or you can do in the center of the room, but you're going to see and feel that outer ankle in, inner ankle up, etc. What we did. As if, I'm not going to give the pose, because I don't want to give like, here's now the class she taught. I don't want to do that. So, as if there was a brick there against that ankle. Okay, I'm not going to have you do that. So, if you're going to be in the middle of the room, you'll be in the middle of the room. If you're going to be at a wall, don't jump. Inhale, jump. Turn the feet. Extend over the leg, Utthita Trikonasana. Bend your front leg. Bring your fingertips forward, your back foot too, and go into the pose. Stand tall on the leg. Stand tall on your arm. Feel your arm and move the armpit, the back armpit away from the floor. Just how we did in triangle pose. So, the arm and the leg are 2 pillars. Breathe. Then bend your front leg. Bring it to the floor. Step it back. Go in triangle pose if you're in the middle of the room. If you're at the wall, just step down and change sides. Utthita Trikonasana into Ardha Chandrasana. Bend the leg, come forward, or go with your brick on the wall. You need a brick if you're at the wall. Stand tall on the legs. Stand tall on the arm and the leg like your arm becomes the second leg. Feel like your arm is the second leg. Move that armpit away. Breathe. Ardha Chandrasana. Feel that round shape still of the buttock. Then slowly come down, bring your foot to the floor. Then walk it back, triangle pose. Inhale, come up. Tadasana. Breathe. Stand tall. Breathe normally. Now, you're going to have your brick on the back end of your mat at this height. And then we're going to go into a dog pose. And you may have to walk your hands forward to measure, you'll see, so that you feel as you move your thighs back, your ankles are evenly connecting to the brick, and you're lifting your frontal leg up deep in the socket. Go ahead. Adho Mukha. use your shoulder blade connecting to the back. Climb up with the shoulder blades in the back. You'll feel one leg may be predominant. So create an evenness there in both legs. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathe from the chest. Then walk forward to come up. Now, one thing I want to say is, it's a little bit my nature that when there's something there, I try to face it and go forward through it, whatever. So I want to say is, if any of you, but on the other hand, we have to also listen to ourselves, and that's where the wisdom comes in. Once someone said to me, actually it was my teacher fight, when I was like, oh, I was like so dumb, I didn't think to do this, so I injured this, my back or something like weeding, making it up. And he's like, well, that's good, because if you didn't show wisdom, that means you're still young. So, I always laugh at that, and I think of it when I make some mistakes. I don't really have that much inner wisdom. I'm still young. But we all have to also get this time of connection within to bring forth our inner wisdom. So that means in face of the practice, when you come to class, I dictate to you something in the class, you do it, but I also watch you and see, look at that person, look at this person. How is their face, the coloring? Are they okay? That's why I often ask, are you okay? Just so I'm a little bit like mother hen taking care of you in a sense. Not mother hen, but just taking care, just have a watchful eye. So when you're at home, if you get tired or whatever, then you have to modify for yourself because I'm not seeing you. So we're going to do Virabhadrasana 1. This is the only pose in Light and Yoga where Guruji says if not to exhaust yourself in it because the arms are overhead. So if you're doing this pose and you're feeling more tired, bring your arms to the side and do it in Vimanasana. Okay? So I'm not giving today first Vimanasana, then Virabhadrasana 1. You decide, oh, I need to do Vimanasana, not Virabhadrasana 1. And nothing will get lost from what I'm going to teach. Okay? So let's do. With your decision of your own self, how you are today. Stand tall. Inhale, jump. Those who are doing, turn the arms towards the ceiling, reach the arms up. If you can, join the hands. Everyone, turn the foot, back foot in, front leg out. Now feel your inner back leg moving back towards your heel. And as you bend your front leg, move your front leg pubic plate closer to that leg. And feel that your inner back leg can move back, open the back of the knee. Re-extend the spine and look up towards the sky. Project your chest forward and up. Lengthen well through the side trunk. Breathe, then pull with your arms. Come up. Turn your feet forward. Jump together, Tadasana. Take a break, be in Tadasana. Now I gave this element a couple of weeks ago in Pavarita Trikonasana. Your front leg, pubic plate right here. When we turn this way, it's like half of it is still over there. So when we bend, actually bring it towards this front leg. Bring it towards this front leg. What that's going to do is, and it doesn't mean like shift your hips or anything, just feels connect that towards your front leg that's bending. What you feel is your inner back leg will have a freedom. So as you bend, I'm going to show in Vimanasana. As you're going to bend your front leg, inner leg forward, triangle the foot, feel this half of the pubic plate that's on this bent leg side coming in, and you'll feel your inner back leg moving back. Then you have space, whether you're in Virabhadra, to take your tailbone in, pubic plate up, and go in the pose. It creates a space for your tailbone to go in. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Everyone, other side now. Inhale, jump. Virabhadrasana. Virabhadrasana. Turn, be ready. Inner back back heel back. Now go ahead. As you bend your leg, move your front leg, pubic plate a little closer, and feel the freedom in your inner back leg. Not only that, but you can bend a little bit more. Then re-extend the spine, look up, hip bones lift up, chest moving forward and up. Breathe. Keep the triangle of the foot. Imagine you have that brick there. Then pull with the arms, come up. Turn the feet, jump together, Tadasana. Did you feel that when it comes closer, how you have more freedom in your inner back leg? When I learned this just in February, when Colleen was here, that was tremendous for me because I had for like 2 years this inner leg, I couldn't get freedom, I would do all these things, and just that created tremendous freedom in my back. So we're going to do it once more. Again, you decide either in Vimanathan or Virabhadra, classical pose. One. You decide. There's no challenge. We already have enough challenge. We don't need more challenge right now. But observe. Internalization. Possibilities. When you finish the right, at your own pace do the left. Be sure that your leg distance is enough. Open well the back of your knee, of your straight leg. Breathe. Pulling with the arms, come up, Tadasana. You can have your Tadasana. I think this is very helpful for many people, although I only see one. It's very helpful. You may have to move it, depends on the height of your ankles. The more years of practice of Iyengar yoga, usually the higher your ankle, because the ankles get really tall in our practice. Feel that stability of the legs, inner legs back, chest up and free. Now, I just remembered I a little bit changed the sequence. So the other day we did Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana, and I said use either a wall, like a bookshelf, because usually we do this pose here. Parshva Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. So I have my leg up, I extend my buttocks, and I stand tall. We're going to do that pose next. But many of you don't have rope walls, obviously. So you can use a bookshelf that is like the height of your leg and a belt. So go ahead. Utthita, Parshva, I mean not Utthita, but Parshva. Parshva, Utthita Hasta. Also, I said and showed a stool. I taught the pose the other day with a stool. So go ahead, find that spot in your house. You know what else works great is a kitchen counter, a countertop. The stool, I make it a little bit higher. So we're going to bring our foot in this pose, lasso the foot. Look at how it's so much like Ardha Chandra, but now you're standing up. And then feel the back pillar of the leg, this descent of the parallelism of your inner groin and your outer groin. So press more in your inner heel than your outer heel. Have your foot on the hook. Breathe. Stand tall. Open the chest. Then release. Change legs. Whether you have your stool, or some people have rope walls at home, do it. If you have rope wall, then otherwise use the belt. Deepening the groin, open the chest. Feel the descent and parallelism of your inner groin, your outer groin. Stand tall. Opening the chest, shoulder blades parallel to the wall in front of you. Breathe. Reach to the big toe mount. It's after all big toe mount pose. Don't lean on this outer hip. Keep the ankle, triangle of the foot. Buttocks down. Feel your two buttock bones straight down towards the floor, as if you were sitting on them in Upavishta. Imagine that you're in Upavishta. Then release. Now you're going to either repeat it, or you're going to do in the middle. You hold your big toe, and you reach your big toe out. Reach out through your big toe, lengthen your trunk, breathe. And then you bring your leg down and change sides. So you can do it like that, or with your props. Reach through the big toe mound, breathe. Once you finish both sides, come back to the center. Last standing pose for today. Asura Padottanasana. Inhale, jump. Bring your hands on your waist. Suck the outer ankles in, inner ankles up. Lift up towards the ceiling with your chest, shoulders down. Leading with your chest, come forward. Bring your hands onto the floor, and then bring your head down. If your head doesn't touch, use a support, a blanket or brick, something. Hold your outer ankles, but have your head on the floor, everybody. And as you hold your outer ankles, bending your arms slightly, lift your inner ankles up, bring your head more inside, and bend your arms and feel that your inner arms are lifting up. So as you bend your arms and lift up with the arms, feel the trunk lifting up as well. Then bring your hands back onto the floor and extend the sides of the trunk forward. And now don't come up, but look at your feet. Almost everybody turn their feet in. So fix your feet, bring your heels in. Everybody, stamp your outer foot bone, come on up. Walk in your feet, walk in your toes, and then jump to Adho Tadasana. It's every part of the foot, triangle of the foot, is a little more predominant depending on which pose. And I think once I gave a class on that, like in January, I'm pretty sure I remember doing it here, this new center. So in Asura Padottanasana, I'm showing really on the edge of my mat. Do you see how this outer foot, if I lift here, the arch now, especially if I move my foot in, this bone does not press down. So this triangle part of the foot, that tripod of the foot, which corresponds right here, that is very strong in this pose. So we're going to do it again. Inhale, jump. Bring your hands on your waist. Check out your feet. Before you go in, they didn't move. Right? Everyone agrees. Bring your hands on your hips. Lift up from the triangle of the foot, but stamp the outer foot bones. Lead with your chest, come forward. Bring your hands to the floor. Feet did not move, am I right? Feel the height of your inner legs. Pressing that bone down, suck the outer ankle in, inner ankle up. Reach forward, then bring your head down. Now hold your ankles. Still your feet didn't move. Bring your head in. Still they didn't move. Suck the shins in, but press the outer foot bones down. Take the ankles in, outer ankles in, but push that foot down. And feel how there's almost a sensation that your inner legs are separating so the buttock bones have a freedom. Don't move your feet. Some of you moved your feet. I can still see it. One person, because that one person's here today. Don't move your foot. Come on, outer invincible, even I can say. Which we know we're not, but it feels that way thanks to our standing asana. Now bring our hands to the floor, lengthen the trunk, don't move the feet. Keep them there. Then bring your hands onto the waist. Come up, don't move your feet. Look at them. Did they move? And walk in your heels and toes, jump together. Almost everyone, because we're not used to a little bit, they move. That happens. So practice this pose because I have to close the class. I didn't realize how late it was. So everyone practice that pose and check each moment, each part, because it has like 3 parts to it, actually. Going in, coming out, that your feet are with you, anchoring into the earth, uplifting you, even though you're going down. Anyhow, that's the story. Now, next pose, I'm going to go right to, I have to think quickly because I have to change my sequence because we're going to go over, we started a little bit late, we're going to go to 25 so I have to a little bit change my sequence. Now, next pose we're going to do is once again, Adho Mukha Virasana, just to rest there for a moment, rest your forehead there. Those people, yeah, just do this. Those people who have knee issues, ankle issues, then you can do Uttanasana or rest this way on the chair. Adho Mukha Virasana on the chair. That way, this will be scooped to rest your back. And then you scoot back, feet on the outside, and you just go like this. Okay? If you want, you can put something for your head, but I don't think you need it. Even sometimes you hold this bar. But this is also Adho Mukha Virasana, this position. Not very many people know the proper name of that. So. Then slowly come up with your head last. Okay? We're going to do a very brief Shirshasana. And those people who don't do it, you're going to do a cross holster, a brief Shirshasana. And remember, the cross holster people, the first cross holster is going to be with just the back of your head on the floor. Okay, so you do that. I prefer that you have a belt between your feet. I'm going to show, because I think there's only one new person that doesn't know this. Cross holster is, you take one blanket. I use blanket instead of 2 bolsters because our bolsters in the West are big. And you put it under like a cross. Then you sit over here. Other people go in Shirshasana because you're going to do this after. So don't have to watch now. I'll show you again. And you just have the back of your head. So you're opening like this. It's like a back bend. And then you put a belt between your feet. So that when your feet are there, they try to separate the belt. Okay? Do that. I'll show that again in a little bit. You know who you are. I know who you are. Those ones who are doing it. So go ahead. Other people, be in Shirshasana. Now, in Shirshasana, be in the pose. Bring your legs a little bit apart. Connect through the feet and the fibers of the legs. As you know, the inner legs roll back, tailbone in, mid buttocks in, then join your legs. Second time, bring your legs a little bit apart. I'm just coming down, it's easier for me to talk. And open your armpits. As you reach up through the triangle shape of the feet with your legs, buttocks up. Keep your armpits open, weight on the inner elbows. and then bring your legs together. Tailbone. Feel that, or make a observation that when you bring your legs apart and do that, which we did, how there's space, not only to take your tailbone in, but also to open the armpits and keep your shoulder blades connected to the back. There's space to create those, to create the opening in the body. So that's a good way to connect as the center forearm bone, the wrist, buttocks up. Then exhale, slowly come out. Those people in the cross bolster, you stay a little bit longer. And then you'll also join us for the next pose. Slowly come up with your head last. The cross bolster people, slide off. And now come look, everybody. So we're all going to do cross bolster, but unlike how they did cross bolster, which was in Viparita Dandasana. We're going to do cross bolster in Setubandha Sarvangasana. So that means that the shoulders and the head are going to be supported. So I put this here, a couple of inches away. If you need, just put 2 blankets, because in other words, my shoulders will be here and my head will be here. They won't be falling off, okay? Then, because of this height in Setubandha, and some people, they have sensitive backs, you can either put your 2 bricks for your feet, if you have bricks. If you don't have bricks, then you can roll a blanket, okay? And you just put that blanket there, okay? Not on top of it, just on the floor. I just showed it there. Now, this is what I wanted to show about the feet. This really helps to connect your outer legs. So the belt is a teeny bit wider than hip width apart. Now watch, I'm going to go into pose. See how I slid down that way? And then I slide over here till my shoulders come onto the floor. And my head goes in Jadravana, like shoulder stand. That's why it's Setubandha Sarvangasana. Do you see how there's a Sarvangasana attitude? Here, here. My head is on. Don't let it fall out. Then you need just more blankets. Okay? Mine just barely fits there, so you may need more. Put it the other way. And then the arms go this way. And you may have to move your buttocks, but probably then they slid well. Then I extend my legs on my support and separate that belt. Even I can make it a little bit wider. I feel like it's a little bit too close. Because then what happens is I have my ankle action, the part of the foot. And it also connects my outer legs and my back. Now this bolster that's in my back, it's like boosting me from within. It's boosting me from within. So this area inside the center of the chest is totally uplifted. It's a great booster. Direct. Then you can close your eyes and gaze with me. Excuse me. If you don't have enough blankets, of course, you can do it with just one bolster as well. Feel a deflation in the abdomen, a natural expansion in the chest. Gaze in there with your eyes closed or open. And feel that projection, that boost from the back forward of your chest. How it's just boosted there. It's just tremendous. This pose is really a booster to humanity. Thanks to our Guruji Iyengar for creating this. Now, those people who are going to do Sarvangasana in the chair or in the middle, you're going to slide down and rest it for a moment. Those people who are not inverting today, you can stay there a little bit longer. And then after that, we'll do forward swastikasana. Now, the shoulder stand group, be ready for shoulder stand. And you'll feel a tremendous boost, upliftedness in your Sarvangasana, thanks to doing that Siddhabandha. Classically, we finished the class with Siddhabandha, but here today, I gave it before Sarvangasana, just to make sure you weren't fatigued from the standing poses. It's normal, it's natural that we're feeling more fatigued. I wrote about that in our blog now than usual, even though we're not doing anything. One, because we're able to relax at home, which, usually we don't have all that opportunity. And the other reason is that there's so much coming on, so much going on that we're digesting, we're not aware of. That's really, seems extreme. So, pandemic is not an epidemic. So, even though anyhow, I don't want to talk about it so much, but that's normal. So this kind of pose, you can do it to boost yourself. Sarvangasana. Go through Halasana. Put on your belt, roll your shoulders under. Get that height, and go ahead. Those people in the chair, do what you do. Gaze in the chest. Observe how you naturally want to look in there. Thanks to that boosting Seitubandha Sarvangasana. Here also, climb up through the legs, tailbone in, pubic plate up, then bring the legs together. Reach more through the big toe mound of the triangle of the foot. Then slowly come into Halasana. Those people in the chair either go into Halasana or do leg variations. Change the interlocking of the fingers. Turn the hands out, Halasana. Observe in both Halasana and Sarvangasana, but a bit more in Halasana, how the pharynx, how the back part of your nose, between your nose and your throat, is full of nourishment, of blood. I mean, you may not feel the blood, but you can feel there's like a sensation of calming, cooling in that area. How Halasana is so good. It's given in the preventative poses to boost immunity, but also it's bringing more hydration in that pharynx area, which is like behind your nose, behind the glottis, back of the throat region. It's very tremendous. I mean, if I taught singers, I would give them Halasana. Or at least half Halasana, you know? Feel it in Sarvangasana and Halasana. Oh, it helps so much. And that's why I always tell you all, if you have cold or stuffiness and it's not severe, even if it is severe, we have different variations of Halasana that removes the sinus issues. But even if there's cold, it's good to do your inversions because it opens up those passageways. And then everyone slowly come out. If you're in the chair, come out through bent leg Viparita Krani. If you're in Sarvangasana on the blankets, then come out by first resting your shoulders on the floor, like in Setubandha, how we had earlier. You can have your legs bent with your feet out, knees in. Then slide down till your hips are on the floor. Those people in the chair, you can stay there. Then if you're with the chair, and you can just go into Shavasana, you can go in Shavasana. The people that were in chair, shoulders in the middle of the room, go in forward Svastikasana first. Do the right, then change the crossing of the legs, and forward, other side. Rest the forehead, breathe from the back. And then go in Shavasana. Come up with your head last. Have your blanket for your head and be in Shavasana. Have what you need for Shavasana. A blanket, a bolster maybe on your thighs or under your legs if it's really required. Shavasana. Position yourself in Shavasana so that you move your buttocks away from your lower back. Your chest is still open from within. Surrender, release, and let go of the whole back body, the back of the legs, the back of the arms, the back of the head, the neck. Surrender, release, and let go of the whole back body. Feel it settle to the floor. And how the internal body rests on that relaxed, open, spread back body. Feel the flow from the head down towards the legs, the release in direction of the feet. Surrender the brow, the forehead, and temples. The jaw, the mouth, the tongue, inside relaxed. Feel that the nose bone and the bridge of the nose dissolves deeply in the face. With the bridge of the nose and the nose bone dissolving in the face, there's a natural internalization. Pratyahara, internalization of the organs of perception. They flow inwards to the space in the chest. And just be there within this great moment that you've given yourself in time and space to internalize. Surrender completely, let go totally to that space within. And everyone, surrender once more. Om Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May there be peace, wellness, fullness, and auspiciousness